Larsson. Oh, he's in! Henrik Larsson! That is sensational! O'Reilly, how about that for a pass? Jota! How about that for a finish? That is Jota for you! In for Henrik Larsson, and Moravcik! His first goal for Celtic! Here is Shunsuke Nakamura! Exquisite!
Good evening and welcome to the Celtic Unrestricted View. I'm JP. Joining me tonight is Ryan and Alan. Well, lads, it's been a wee bit of time since we were last on the channel. It's been an international break. Not much been happening Celtic-wise, but obviously some big news coming out of Celtic today that Alistair Johnson has resumed full training. Thought it'd be good to get a wee question and answer also with the viewers and people that tune into the show. But first of all, come to you two lads. Alan, how are you, mate? It's good to see you.
Oh, fantastic. Aye, nice weekend. Obviously, the international break. I was kind of reminded by Celtic's performance we watched in Scotland yesterday. It was pretty similar, pretty woeful, pretty awful, aye, but that boring, kind of, you'd rather turn it on, watch Bargain Hunt kind of boring. So, I know, glad to get kind of Celtic back. And going to kind of sunnier climates on Wednesday, so I'll be tuning in for the somewhere nice and hot. But it's not much news. Obviously, Alistair Johnston, that's phenomenal news to hear. He's a massive part of our first 11 and our team.
Mm-hmm.
Started again. And other news in Glasgow. Seems like Rangers are getting knocked back more than 2 kilos. They've got kind of sausage roll on their horizon. So I hope you are well, and I hope everybody else that's watching is well. And let's cue the hair jokes.
I wasn't even going to mention the hair, but now that you said it, Ryan, I don't think it's hard to.
Oh, flag my tail bit and then flag these or whatever that.
But good to see you, Ryan. Obviously, it's been a wee bit of time since we were last on the channel, mate. Not much in terms of Celtic happening, but it's been an international week, and some people don't like international week, some people do. I think for a Celtic's perspective, probably came at a good time, to be honest, after a comeback victory against Motherwell, mate. But how are you? It's good to see you.
Aye, all right, mate. As Alan says there, bit of Scotland was a bit of Celtic for the last few games. Scotland wasn't great, but football is about obviously winning games. I mean, you've got World Cup as much as maybe Celtic you want to performance-wise. With Scotland, it's probably just getting to World Cup. That's the biggest thing. So you've got to take, as John McGinn says, 2 jobby performances to get 6 points. Then so be it. It's in your hands to go and qualify. So, but I like Alan yourself says, by obviously Anthony Alston, watching the last few games with Scotland as well. I'm really glad he's back because, again, he does his best, but Anthony Alston shouldn't play with Scotland. He's not good enough. We've seen it yesterday as well when he came on as well. So, other day he came on as well. So, yeah, but good to get Alistair Johnson back. Don't think he'll start next Sunday. I think maybe the Hearts game and Sturm Graz and kind of Rangers the semi-final will be the games maybe for AJ to get back in. But, yeah, good to get Celtic back as well, as Alan said, mate. But hope you're well as well. And all the viewers have a good Monday night.
Yeah, aye. I was going to say, it is a bit like watching Celtic and all with the Scotland team, Mel. Obviously, Tierney's still not 100% fit. We're all putting Herrick Reid. He's coming off the bench. He's playing bit parts here and there. It's a wee bit like closer to home for us. Plunges right in there. He thinks your wallpapers fell off your wall.
I was just talking about Nigeria tap, actually. I thought he was saying wallpaper paste on my hair or something, but I was talking about that tap, wasn't he?
He's talking about the Nigeria area top, mate, I think, aye. So, it's just a haircut, mate. It's nothing too extreme or anything. Their commenters seem to like to hang into a wee bit. A comb over? Oof.
I've got more hair than they two anyway.
Hear me anyway, aye.
They two are clinging on to their hairlines. I'm clinging on to my youth.
I lost my hair when I was 16. What a card game that was, man, I'll tell you. But
I get the questions, I know the hairline.
I know, so I was just coming to that. I hope everybody's well that's tuning in across the platforms. It's time for you guys to give us some questions regarding Celtic. I thought I'd kick us off, obviously, the Alistair Johnston one. That's massive news for a football club. Alan, obviously, I'll come to yourself. You look at Alistair Johnston, in my opinion, I think, how do you feel, how that affects our style of play? Do you think it's a massive thing that we've missed so far? I know we've had Tony Ralston in, we've also had young Kobe Donovan in, helping us out, and Kobe's done quite well. Lots of Celtic fans are saying that they don't think Anthony Ralston's the man for the job. We need something different, something better. But in terms of Alistair Johnston not being in the team, has it affected us?
Definitely. I think I speak to my dad, and you're looking at, he's a leader as well. I think on the pitch, I think you're missing that. You're looking across I know you've got Callum McGregor, he's maybe a leader by example, I'd probably say. But has Cameron Carter-Vickers, if they stepped up this year with kind of leadership, I would look at Alistair Johnston as a very important part of that team because of that alone. That's not even taking into account the quality of footballer he is. I rate Alistair Johnston very highly. I know we had Josip Juranovic before Johnston. Brian, don't burst into song, please. I really believe that Alistair Johnston is one of the best right backs we've had at Celtic in my lifetime. I think he's that kind of all-round player. He always gives more than 100%. He's ready to kind of run through a brick wall. And he's a talented right back as well, whether that be kind of defensively or going forward. So, as I've said, Kobe Donovan's come in out of nowhere when he was kind of expected to go out on loan. I think he's done relatively well considering that was the circumstances. Anthony Ralston, as Ryan said earlier, he's a Celtic fan, he does his all, always gives his all. Is he anywhere near the level of somebody like an Alistair Johnston or a Josip Juranovic? Nah. I think there is quite a gulf in quality, and that's not a slight on Anthony Ralston. He's still done fantastically well to get where he has with Celtic, but I think when you look at the positions in our team and the gulf between the first choice and the second choice, I'd probably say right back's up there with one of the biggest gulf. I think Alistair Johnston's streets ahead of kind of the level of Tony Ralston. So I think it's going to be massive for us to have Johnston back in the team. And hopefully this could be the catalyst to kind of kick us off and kind of help us kind of turn that corner with performance-wise.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously the same question to yourself, mate. How do you feel it's affected the team in his absence?
It's definitely affected the team, especially you've seen it at Ibrox as well. When he wasn't there, 'cause I'm sure he wasn't at Ibrox as well, wasn't it not? So,
no.
He's massive for us, not just in terms of his ability, but in terms of that wee bit of tenacity and that bit of energy. And what I've said to you plenty of times personally and on here, and other people said to my dad as well, I think we're far too nice. We've not really got 2 or 3 players in the team that I'm not saying they need to be the best of players, but we've not got like I don't know I'll just say it, a horrible bastard in the middle of the park, or we've not got somebody like that does the dark arts. What's that?
Went in the boardroom, but Horrible.
That's another conversation. But no, I think we're definitely missing that sort of player, JP. He gives you a bit of dig, he gives you aggression, he also gives you the quality. I think he's better going forward now than he was when he first came. I agree with Alan, what he said as well, the gulf between Ralston and even Donovan to AJ is massive. Again, it's probably a position where you need two good players. Similar when Ange was here, they brought in obviously Janovic and AJ, but they brought in AJ because there was maybe a chance that he was going. But I think for maybe a week or 2 weeks, we had the two of them. And I was like, listen, I know it's up to they to decide who plays, who's the main person, but similar to left back, maybe now we've got Tierney and Sriracha. On Tierney's fitness, it's good to have Sriracha there, but the way the Ralston AJ, I think you need AJ, so it's massive to get him back, especially for the European game coming up and the Hearts game in the semi-final. That's massive for his mate. I don't know what you feel and the viewers feel, but I think he's vital to the team, and he makes the team better defensively as well and going forward.
Yeah, for me, lads, I just feel we've missed that penetration down the right-hand side. That's where there's an obvious gap in the team, there's no doubt there. But when Alistair Johnson plays, he eradicates a bit of that gap with his overlap play. And we've not had that. We've not been able to have that because Ralston doesn't have that in his locker. When he runs by people, he's knackered and he can't do it for another 10 minutes. Kobe Donovan, he's got that kind of energy. But again, Kobe's he's not been in the flow. He's not enough games in a row to do it that way. Alistair Johnson's been the number one now for a couple of years. Obviously, he knows his role very, very well. And I just feel there's a massive discrepancy there from he's not been in the team. And I feel the camaraderie of the team's not bang on there either on the right-hand side. And I just think that will help. Well, you'll not see Brendan having to go to a back three and put my head out to the right side now that he's back. So there's a big fact. And what that actually brings the team. Not only that, his quality. So as Alan touches on his experience, he's got that international experience under his belt as well. He's a veteran. He's played numbers of games for Celtic now. He's played Champions League. He's played against some real good opposition. So I just think he's a massive boost, similar to a new signing, actually, at this point in time, to give that the team that bit of injection and a lift, because it's badly needed at this point. We do have a question. It came in from Dirty Sticky Floors is the name. I've not heard that name too many times, to be fair, unless it was someone from the Savoy. That's what I was going to say. It was someone from the Savoy. It says, question, do you agree we need a ball-playing centre-half as we don't have one? CCV not the most comfortable driving into midfield, and Scales passing is limited, to say the least. Not his fault. Ryan, I'll put that one to you first.
Absolutely. I don't think we've got a ball-playing centre-back. Certainly no Liam Scales. And again, it's no Liam Scales' fault. Liam Scales is getting told to do that by the manager. Slows the game down for me, Scales. I think Scales is okay defensively at the moment. He's doing well this year defensively, but nobody bought his feet. Carter Vickers is miles off it as well. Austin Trusty, see a ball-playing centre-back, when I say so. In the past, you've had Lagerbielka and Nerowski. He's signed a lot of centre-backs, and not one of them is really comfortable right now. And in the past, to be a ball. He's asking to do something that they're no the best at. So I would say yes. In January, I think it's an absolute must. If we want to play this football, this brand of football that we all know Rodgers likes to play, and that's play for the back, build it up, etc., etc. You need somebody who's quick on the ball, doesn't take 7, 8, 9 touches, and then just passes to it. It's got to go forward. And I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago as well on here. We've spoken in the group chat as well about going direct. Sometimes you can go direct. See if you've got a good ball playing centre back, just go direct up to the striker or right out wide to the winger. Doesn't it always need to play left or right to this horseshoe football? So I am total agreement with that. I think it's actually no helping us, no having a ball post. If that's the way that he's want to play, then 100% we've got to buy one, because right now at the club, you probably say the best one would be Vickers, but he doesn't look that he's fully at it right now. So I would say yes, absolutely.
Alan, same with yourself, mate.
Definitely. I think we'll be looking, well, as fans, we'll be looking for that kind of that centre half to partner Carter Vickers. Whether we like or dislike, dislike the play, no the person with Liam Scales.
Who would you say the last one would be higher? Even though he's a midfielder?
He used to go forward like a big stray horse, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Boyata
as well, aye. Mm-hmm.
Moritz Shades was alright at the bar. that's clinging to something, but aye, maybe. But you're looking at, right, I'll give Liam Scales credit where credit's due. He has defended well at times, a lot of times this year, but he couldn't pass wind if he'd had a can of beans. He's hopeless at passing on it. There's no way, and that's no. As I say, it's not his fault, but he's no above playing centre half. That's just not what he is. He is a kind of old-fashioned defender, which he seems to excel with kind of winning headers, with winning kind of last-ditch challenges. That's probably the best part of his game, to be fair. But I think it's all about standards again. We keep referring back to that. But what standard do we try to meet at Celtic? What level are we trying to step up to? Are we try to be the Celtic of last year? Are we try to improve in Europe? Are we try to continue domestic dominance? If that's the case, we need to look at certain parts of our team and see where's our strongest part of our team, and maybe where's the parts that are needed improved. For me, you're looking at right away, if we had somebody similar to Carter Vickers, which will be very difficult to do, if we had somebody similar to Carter Vickers that could maybe go forward and play with the ball, I think that'd be ideal, and that was somewhere you would like to improve. You would like an upgrade on Liam Scales for me. That's just my opinion. I know we're a good man there as a Liam Scales fanboy, so I'm not going to disrespect him too much. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just don't see him being good enough. I know that I think he's probably, Brendan sees him, and it's a harsh thing to say, but he's probably the best at a bad lot. But I think that's the way. I don't think he likes Trusty. Dave Murray's obviously just coming through, etc. There's another two centre halves, one that kind of cruised it against us a couple of weeks ago that's been booted at the door, and Mike Narowski. So it seems as if just now that Brendan's kind of centre half picking would be Cameron Carter-Vickers and Liam Scales. I just think personally we should be aiming higher, for a higher standard than that, if we want to continue dominance and kind of progress for me.
Yeah, just like to welcome in a new commenter, just doing YouTube. He says, "Hail, everyone. Good evening. Hope you're well."
Evening.
Cheers for tuning in. Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I think you're spot on, Ryan. Obviously, you think of Christopher Ayer, Dedrick Boyata. Big Simunovic was okay, but he wasn't that kind of driving force. Van Dijk done it with ease. That's why he wasn't away too long. Denier, he was another one. But yeah, I think it's certainly a position and an asset and a defender now that it seems to be very hard to come by. This season alone, and this is the first time I've probably said this since he's been at the club, but I think CCV has been utter pish this season so far. I think he's caused us a lot of problems. He switches off. He's lackadaisical. And it's not just once or twice now. He nearly caused us to be lobbed for nearly a halfway line against Kairat Almaty at Celtic Park. Last season, we seen him score a blatant OG in the Champions League. We passed the ball into an empty net. And these mistakes now, he done one at Firhill where he fell over the ball. these are mistakes that are creeping into his game just now. I understand people saying he's not fully fit, but that's bizarre. That's bizarre to me. If he's not fully fit, then what? Why is he in the team? I mean, he's playing every week. He was on the bench for the USA just this international break. So, but no, it's definitely an area of the field. I agree with you, lads. I think we definitely need a ball-playing centre-back. We need someone. Now, we all probably thought that was going to be the case with Jermaine Simpson-Posey. But again, he's not even kicked a ball for us yet since he's come up from Man City. I know he did play. I was actually interested in learning about this over the international break, that he's been injured. We've not known that either. So there's not been much come out about that. But he's had an injury due to lack of fitness, and he pulled a muscle, which he's been in recovery for, which is probably why, and a great help along the way in terms of why we've not seen him. So I found that really interesting reading that a couple of days ago. And then he played a game with the B squad where the Celtic B team get beat 5-3. So again, I don't know how you can judge the lad, and don't really know much about the team they were playing against either. But we've not seen him. And it's going to be interesting now, because I read another article that said that Man City went look to bring him back in January. So if they're not looking to bring him back in January, what's been the agreement? I know I've saw recently, lads, that the two lads from Man City were up here from the City group, and they've come in and they've obviously had a look at what we're doing. And so for me, there's alarm bells with that one for me as to what's going on. Now, if it's just his injury, fine. Then that explains why we've not seen him. But there's been rumours prior to that saying that he'd refused to play B-team games and he'd not done this and not done that. If that's nonsense, then fair enough. But if it's just his injury, Ryan, I think it's something that, again, he's a young lad. I know he's not played a lot of football. I know he missed a lot of the summer football as well. He was with a small group. He wasn't with Man City's first team when they went and played in that World Club Championships. Mm-hmm. But when he's training with a small group, he's not really playing games. So realistically, mate, he was always kind of playing catch-up as he got here. But again, his profile and everything we've learnt about the lad, he seems to be that lad that, you know, he has a ball-playing centre-back. So it's going to be interesting now, I think, moving forward, mate, because the games are now coming more pressurised, more heavier in Celtic's belt in order to start getting results. We've got a big semi-final this month. We've got a trip to Tynecastle this month. So there's the games are starting to motor now, Ryan. We've also got European games in the mix with it all. So you're kind of looking now in the calendar and you're saying, right, when is this lad going to get in the team? Because he's not been able to get in the team now.
It's a weird one. It was a weird signing to start off with in the first place. What is he, 19-year-old, 20 for Man City? Yeah. Like Alan said there, I keep talking about like standards and stuff, and as a 19-year-old loan player for Man City, the best that Celtic can get. Again, that's concerning. He's not played yet. Be that if it's injury or not, we don't know. If he's not going to get any game time between now and Christmas time, or around about that period, then you're going to question the signing. Again, as Punch says there, you said as well, four games in 10 days or so, just say 4 games in the space of 2 weeks. I know people might go, it's not a lot, but if at the level these guys are playing at and the travelling, and it is a lot. So the squad may be used, I'd imagine, against Dundee on Sunday. Some guys might be in the team, but that's, again, it's not disrespect to Dundee, but that's probably, if you want to call it the lesser game at the next few, that you might be able to play maybe a McKibben and Guy McGregor, a Brett, guys like that, and then you've got it's horse team ahead for Sturm Graz at home as well. So I still don't understand the signing. I don't understand. Again, this is why another reason why the fans are so no angry much now, but still very frustrated with the window, that you've got the finances here to go and buy if it's 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, to go and buy a player that's yours, we know he's not going to be staying, but been said. So then you then need to replace him again next year, and then if Fickle goes, you need to replace him. It's like a revolving door. It's like if Michael goes, you've got Sinisalo and Duhan. You need to bring somebody else in. Then it's like, where's the long term plan? We keep talking about it. Signing Puzé, where's the long term plan with it? Because he's not staying. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean, mate. So
that's the ones we spoke about last week. Was you've got 4 or 5 players there that have been signed that clearly the manager didn't want. Like, they're not getting a sniff. And that, as JP says, that's maybe a concerning part of it. But you're looking at that kind of half
That's concerning for me, mate. It's weird because he's played with Man City in the Champions League, albeit whether it's injuries or no, he's still played at a decent level. Him and Osmond have went for playing B team football, potentially want to go up to the first team, and then they're coming here. It's just something it's right behind the scenes for me in terms of these transfers. But on the ball playing centre back, JP, he could be the guy that could be him, but apparently he wasn't great against these 5. Something has to be looked at with this B team. I think they're sitting, I don't know the exact position. The last time I looked, they were at 6th or 7th in the Lowland League, which is scandalous. These young boys are full time, trying to get up to the level to playing up to the first team. Never in a million years are they guys going to play youth team football, first team football with Celtic if they're no shining out against the disrespect. But it's teams in that level that they're full time. They should be brushing them aside. No ease, but showing up there. Apparently Ben Summers was a standout. Apart from that, everybody else was. You couldn't really tell they played with Celtic. And for me, JP, at that level of football, you should be standing out. If you're going to be the next big thing or the next guy to come up and play with Celtic, you should be standing out against. By the way, some of these boys are still good players. Some of the boys at that level still lead their life at professionals. You want to get up to the League Two, and they're still very good players. But if you want to get up to Celtic's level, guys like your Osmonds and Puzé and guys like that, they should be really showing up against teams like East Fife and Heartsbeat, etc., in that level. So, but it's a weird one for me, mate. I don't know what to make it. Hopefully we see him, but the full signing for me it's just weird. And again, it goes back to, is it the Peter Lawwell link with the City group and the Celtic link with the City group? Is it just like you take a player, develop him, see how he gets on with you, and he might be brilliant? But I don't know, mate. We'll just need to see how he comes in the next few weeks, and if he gets in the game time, because as we mentioned there, mate, there's a big wad of games now, basically between the now and Christmas time.
Big Alan's just wondering there if Liam Scales is homed in his IP address. He's maybe outside because you've flagged too much on here. But no, Alan, just thinking about obviously Jemai Simpson Puzé for a minute there. You look at the next 4 fixtures, right? Starting with the 19th of October, running to the 29th of October. Celtic's next 4 fixtures in that are away to Dundee on the 19th. Then they're at home on the 23rd against Sturm Graz. They then play Hearts on the 26th at Tynecastle. And then we have a meeting against Falkirk at Celtic Park on the 29th of October. Looking at those 4 fixtures, mate, and he's not kicked a ball yet, it's very difficult to see how he comes into those games anywhere, unless, like one of the commenters says, there is an injury or two.
I don't think he will. I think we'll probably get enough, and we've played quite a lot of games. These are very important games that are upcoming. I think when we've looked at maybe the performance levels over recently, I think Celtic fans are expecting us to kind of come back for this international break and kind of hit the ground running. I think that we're looking for a reaction. I think these next 3 games especially could be season defining. And I don't think this early in the season, I don't think that's over the top to say that, because if we fail to beat Sturm Graz, I think you could say goodbye to the Europa League. I think that's probably no disrespect to Sturm Graz, but it's probably the easiest game that we'll have, a home game against Sturm Graz. And then you look at Hearts. Hearts away, it's always been difficult over the years. It's never been an easy game. You know what kind of atmosphere you're getting in Tynecastle. You know that the fans are right on top. And you look at the confidence that Hearts side's got just now. They're kind of flying high. They're sitting top of the league, and they should be very confident because I've watched them a couple of times and they have played reasonably decent football, to be fair. So I think this is Celtic's chance to put down a marker. It's extremely important that we do that and put down a marker. I know we've seen Aberdeen do it kind of in previous seasons and kind of fall away. But we still need to kind of show up and say, right, this is your league title here. We're going to show you why we're champions. This is what we should be doing. Does Simpson Puzzi get into that team? I can't see it happening. I think for the majority of these games, they'll probably still go with the same pairing at the back. And if that's not the case, you're probably looking at the likes of kind of Dane Murray, etc. coming in, Austin Trusty. I don't see a world where Simpson Puzzi, unless he's impressing massively in training, but it just speaks volumes that he's no had a sniff of anything. I don't think he's been injured that whole time. So I think it speaks volumes that he's no had a sniff at all. So it would be nice to see him, to see what it's like. But I just can't see it just now. I think he'll probably go with the ones we've been seeing for the majority of the season so far.
Yeah. I'm looking at those fixtures myself. I think it was going to be very difficult, like I says, unless something happens and it's an absolute miracle for somehow this lad come in. I'll be honest, I'll summarise it quickly with that one in terms of Jemai himself. I think what's happened is the Celtic recruitment team have went and identified the lad. Brendan's maybe okayed it, but then realised Dane Murray's there. And obviously he emerged into the team at the beginning of the season and he was doing really, really well, Ryan, obviously. And then, you know, Dane will still have a part to play. I don't have any doubt in that at all. He scored a very good goal in the Cup to help us go through to the next round of the Cup against Falkirk, a team that we're going to be playing again very soon at the same venue. So when you look at that, you think he's there, he's in the periphery of coming into the team. So I think limited in terms of game time for Jemai in that aspect, mate. But just summarising the question overall, I think, obviously we definitely need something in that area. Maybe not in the immediate future just now. It might be addressed in the January window, who knows? But certainly moving forward, because I think there'll be a number of from Celtic, and this is just a hunch. This is just a footballing hunch I've got regarding Celtic, and when you look at cycles and things moving on, I think some of those players starting from January to the summer will start moving out the door. One thing I wanted to bring up, lads, was obviously I'll put this one to yourself, Ryan. In terms of the international break coming, do you think it was a good time for the international break for Celtic to try and regroup, re-energise, get going again? Or do you think that fight back we saw against Motherwell, and you're going, they might be played in the last 20, 25 minutes of that game when we upped the ante, when we went a goal behind to go 2-1 down, and then the Celtic came right back in and end up getting the winner in the end with that moment of quality, with that Balikwisha cross, Maeda header. Do you think there's a bit there where you go, shit, we shouldn't have, just if we had another one or two games straight after that in the space of these games that we've got coming up now, who knows, we might by that point built up momentum? Or do you think the break was coming at a good time?
No, I think it's came at a very good time, because I know we get the last minute goal and the last 15 minutes or so was a wee bit better for the especially the first half. I don't think we've been playing well at all recently. I think it's came at a good, if you want to call it, a wee mini reset. Some of the players can get a wee bit of rest over the national break. I think it's if we don't get a reaction on Sunday or the next few weeks after the last minute goal, I don't see why you get a reaction, because we've all played football and scoring last minute goals. The feeling you get in the dressing room after that, it's and the next day, and it's a good feeling.
Ryan, didn't you? The stadium, like say with Brendan talking about Balikwisha, for instance, and he mentions the fact that he needed to feel that. You know, he's at the side, and the elation of Maeda's goal. Certain players who have just come in, they've maybe no felt that energy level yet, because it's not been there ultimately, Ryan, because the performance levels have been flat. There's been protests regarding the board, and the fans have been far more quieter than what they were when that goal went in, because the whole of Celtic Park was lifted by that goal, and the energy was there again in that moment, mate. So, like say the new guys, mate, what do you think that would have done to them? Because then, for me, that would then be the tipping point to go, Jesus, man, is that what this place sounds like, man, when things are going, you know, when things are going for you? Do you think that's a good thing, and obviously a good bit for the new boys to sample?
It could, mate, aye. Let's say it should. It should spur you on now, like it says, starting from now. There's absolute no excuses now for Balikwisha. I know he's had a wee bit he's had to settle in and get used to the club and how big it is and stuff. I understand that, get to the expectations of the training levels. It happened when Stuart Armstrong came here, Mackay Stephen. It took them a few weeks to get up to speed to the training. So every one of these new players now, from now on to the end of the season, that's it. You've had your few weeks bedding in, time to go now. This is where the serious, if you want to call it, serious stuff starts now. If you don't beat Dundee on the weekend, you have more behind. You don't beat Sturm Graz, as Alan says, you're probably not going to qualify for Europe unless you have a miracle end to the campaign, which can happen. I've got
annual leave request for, man, ready to go.
Listen, we're more than capable of going a big run here and going winning, as Barry says there, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Barry Boy says there. We're more than capable, but we need to step up these performance levels, because, listen, it's still good being unbeaten in the league and still winning games, not playing well. That's still a very, very good sign, a good team. Yeah. As John McGinn says with Scotland, they've not played well and still won. So it is good, but there's only so long where you can not play well and you don't win games, because see, if we go to Tynecastle, as much as Hearts have been decent, right? But Hearts are only Barcelona, right? So if we turn up, even though Hearts might not be Barcelona levels, right? If we turn up and play like we did against Almaty, and we did against probably even Rangers, or even we did in the first half with Motherwell, we're getting beat. No question, we're getting beat, because it's one thing about, we have got character and mentality, and these guys are winners. But when you're not playing well, I've seen it, especially with Hatate jogging back, and I'm not enjoying what I'm seeing with certain players, and even the captain's not been up to anywhere near the level as well. So we do need to up the standards of performance levels, and this is going to be a reset for me now, JP. It's a reset. We go now, we've got a massive big few games, and by the way, as much as we maybe said in the past, these few games could really set your season up, because if you don't beat Dundee, you don't beat Sturm Graz. Now, I know there's people saying, Ryan, you're negative. I'm just trying to think of what could happen. You don't beat Dundee, you don't beat Hearts, you don't beat Sturm Graz, you don't beat them in the semi. The season's it's crisis talk here. But on the other hand, you go and beat Dundee comfortably, you go and beat Sturm Graz, you then go and beat Hearts, your tail's up, here we go. That's it. So it's all down to the players, JP. I keep saying, forget about what's happening across the water, who's can win, what Hearts are doing. If we do everything we can, and these players step up to what they can do, we don't need to look anywhere else apart from forward, and that's what we need to do, mate, is look forward.
Yeah. Alan, do you go with that, obviously, in terms of the next run of results? You look at Celtic, and do you agree that the break came at a good time, mate, or do you think another few games would have been good, because that could have been the start of the momentum shifter?
I think the break came at the right time. I think that's probably, for to have that break to digest after scoring that late winner, and I hope the manager's still saying to them, look, he's only playing, but this has to improve with regards to performance. I think this probably is the right time for a break, and use that, as I said before, use that excitement in the last minute winner as a catalyst, as a turning point to try and kick on this season, because it's been kind of stop-start. You're looking at, and I know you've mentioned the new players coming in. I'm thinking the players that have been there. I know you say the players that have just come in might say, oh, this is what it means. The players that have been there, they know what it means. You're looking at Callum McGregor, you're looking at Tate, you're looking at Carter Vickers, you're looking at the likes of Engels, Dyson Maida, etc. Casper Michael to a certain degree. So you're looking at the players, none of them have really stepped up to what we know they're capable of this season so far. So I know it takes time for new players to kind of bed in, but predominantly I'd be looking kind of essentially at the players that are already there to kind of lead by example and provide the performances we know they're capable of. And for me, just now, there's too many of them kind of far too inconsistent. So let's hope, let's try and be as positive as we can. We're in a reasonable place domestically. It's no all lost kind of European wise if we can kind of get our finger out. So you're looking at that. It could be a great turning point.
It's a very good point there, by the way, for James as well. I think I said to you last week, but that ever since, if it's Leipzig, or I can't remember if it was Leipzig, but the last we keep saying this team are winners, right? When was the last big game we won? February. We've no beat Rangers at Ibrox, didn't beat them at Celtic Park. No, but I mean in terms of what did it really mean it? Obviously 3 points, but derby games we've no won.
No, surely.
But in terms, but I do get what James is saying though. European games, when was the last? We've hosted 2 Champions League games. We've hosted Europa League game at Celtic Park, big game. We've hosted a derby game. We've no beaten them at Ibrox.
We drew one and
we've no won. That's a very good point, James. We've no won a massive game since, I think last season. So
I agree with that. The Motherwell game was a big game considering the circumstances and how we then had to win it because we were behind at home.
What the point was for James is that a game that maybe is 50-50, a game that's no. Like Motherwell, we all due respect to Motherwell, the likes of Motherwell or other teams kind of at that part of the league. Yeah. We expected to go there and kind of win. We've got far more kind of finance, better players, etc. We've got all the resources that are far better than these teams. You're talking about the games in kind of Champions League. You're talking about the games against your rivals that are closely matched with finances, etc. So it's probably right. I know every game's a big game for Celtic. But we big games like the cup final, like the Champions League, like Europa League, like derbies, we've no, and it needs to improve. And it's not just the players that have come in, as I've said there just before. It's the players that are already been there for years. They need to step up because we know they're capable of a hell of a lot better than what they're showing just now. They need to step up, and it needs to be ASAP. It needs to be in our next game. It needs to be in the next European game. And probably most importantly, this is a big game coming up. It's a Hearts game. They definitely need to step up there because I think Ryan says it there as well. I think if you look, if we don't turn up and Hearts play like maybe they have been this season, I wouldn't back us for a result. I think that we definitely need to turn up there with our performance. Francis, you've got a sore heat all the time, mate. don't even start playing with my tap for that.
Francis is the only one in the comments that's got Mrs. Big 3 times a week in his house.
Francis, I'm coming to join you, by the way. Get on the 10:30 show.
I'm coming up with a bag of mint yo-yos.
You might not like the mint ones.
You up to Francis' house, you'll hear water running.
I'm just having a shave.
Everything is in order.
He opens the door with an open razor in his son.
Just having a shave.
Just in time for what? To watch him shave. Brilliant. Aye, no, listen, I tend to agree with you, Alan. I think my main concern is the level of performance we're seeing after the guys that have been there for some time now. And there's so many of them off for them. It's not just one or two. For a change in this, the way this has went round about, I think it's a big difference for the new guys coming in. I'm willing to give them extra time. I know some of these guys are going to be good. Sriracha looks good. Taneki looks good. I'm hoping Balak Wisha comes good now. He's got that wee bit of fire in his belly now with that last game. Sometimes it just takes moments for that to kick in. I'm still really positive about Negrin. I think he's already showed his goal contribution between his 4 assists, his 4 goals he's got for the team already. I'm still really happy with Engels. I know a lot of people don't like him. I like him. I think he's got more to give this team. You've seen the energy he brought to the team, the aggression, the physicality he brought to the team to help us get the Motherwell victory. Who knows? We might be starting the next game with Callum McGregor, Engels and Negrin. It looked good when he put the 3 of them together against Motherwell. So that could be the missing one. Hatate's went off for him. CCV's not been at the best. Kasper Schmeichel's making mistakes. Kieran Tierney's not fit, which is an extreme worry. Alistair Johnson's been missing for 9 games. It's fucking showed. So we've had discrepancies in the team. We've still got a discrepancy, a major discrepancy. For me, we don't have a right winger, which is it's caused a big hole in the team. We're having to play. And this is no disrespect. He's the most decorated Celt ever. But we're having to
I think the Yang Gang's finished now, isn't it, lads? It's done.
I'm not even mentioning Yang because he was one of our nearly departed in the summer. Now, Yang might still play a part between now and January. He's going to have to because we're forced into that now in that predicament. But the last few games we've been playing, we're having to bring on James Forrest, who again hasn't done much in terms of his form and everything else. So, yeah, it's becoming a bit of a concern. So, I'm happy for guys like Ante Acho, even Maeda. Maeda's went off the boil. Taneki. I think these guys will come good and bring that spark eventually when they do settle a bit more. But we're left with massive discrepancies in the team. We're left with a massive hole in the right-hand side. Nicholas Kuhn, in my opinion, still not been replaced. And that's mental. That for me is crazy. It should have been light for light there. Maybe a left footer. Actually, people might call me crazy. The guy that Yang took a swing round the revolving door with, going into Birmingham, Paddy Roberts, he would have even been a great option for us at that point to come in a short term. Because at that point we didn't have anybody
for us to do. It was Merv on the left. I know
he can play both roles.
On the left.
No, he played kind of on the right with the left foot cutting in, didn't he?
Hammond Sinclair.
I remember the Saturday scored that was at the left hand side for Rangers, mind that.
Aye.
That's what's coming into my head, so I was doing the left that time anyway, definitely.
Yeah.
I know he alternated, but I thought he was Merv left.
Yeah, he was kind of left-footed, but coming in off the right-hand side. But I just thought that option would have been something that we could have even looked at. At that point, lads, we weren't.
That's too easy. That's too easy for him, but JP to do that.
No, that makes sense.
At that stage of the transfer window, Ryan, beggars can't be choosers, I'm afraid.
No, but no us. I mean, we could sit here.
JP, don't be crazy. That's crazy to make sense. They don't
that. What you're saying is right. Vlatic Roberts might not be the guy that we signed years ago, right? But somebody for a short-term fix, at least to January, to get you right when you're in, knowing that
it's... Roy that's currently still
with us. 100%, mate. Because, but that's what I'm saying, it's too easy, that, JP, for them to... That's what I'm saying, it goes back to recruitment. They signed a 19-year-old boy to come in on loan. That was the best you could get for a centre-back. So what chance are they going to get a right winger? They've had all summer. They knew since January, round about February, that Kuhn was possibly going to Leipzig and they ended up going to Como. So they knew he was leaving. They knew Maeda wanted to go.
In terms of myself, Ryan, that's where I go back to in terms of the methods I want changed. Because we should be in a position where we know we're going to sell Nicholas Kuhn and we know the value that he's going to go for. So we should have someone already.
Do you need to question the
wings,
two
basically?
See, like Yamada and Anamura, they've just signed for, 2 or 3 million, and they're probably sitting in a West End flat playing Connect 4. That's all we've seen of them. Brendan obviously Disney fans general.
I've not just seen them playing Connect 4. Yamada was definitely in a training video. It was released this morning. I seen his head pop by the camera.
You know what I mean? Playing Twister. Aye. They're not taking part in anything, are they?
He was advertising FC 26 in the background and he had a photo of Robbie Keane on it, so I don't know what that was about right enough. I don't know if he was he'd won a tournament with Fenwick Varos or something as Keane's their manager now, but aye, we'll need to wait and see. But there's a couple of questions, obviously. I know we're just about to finish up, lads, but we'll fire through.
Quick fire,
big grab.
Rapid.
He's first, guys. I was having a conversation about KT and his stats with someone that knows football very well. Should we as a club look at moving KT into a deep-laying holding midfield role? Less yards to cover. Ryan, you first of all, quick fire, boom.
No, for me, Rob. Again, I'll obviously have no looked at his stats and stuff, but for me, I think the way we're actually playing at the moment is actually holding KT back for being the flying fullback. I don't think it's his fitness. I think it's the way that Rodgers wants to play in this inverted role and playing for the back all the time. Kieran Tierney's no getting to pass forward. We've seen it at the start of the season against Falkirk, and he was flying up and down, getting the ball in the box. See, I'm a big believer. As much as I want him to play 90 minutes, JP, right? At any level of football, right? Even when I played, I was told sometimes gear off for 65, 70 minutes, bust your box, and I'll get somebody who's fresher. As long as you give me 75, 70 minutes, you're full pelt. I don't care if you're knackered.
Quick fire.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So the answer for me is probably no. Keep him left back. No, I don't think he's getting the full positional sense that he can get because he's getting restricted. But no for me. Keep him left back.
Okay, Alan.
I don't see him in that kind of position. I might be wrong, but I don't see him if he's got the attributes. I think usually his distribution when he's hitting the byline, I think that's when you're seeing the best of Kieran Tierney. I might be wrong, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think he's got the potential to be Scotland's best right back since Danny McGrain, to be honest, after that performance here the other night. He done more than 2 minutes and what Ralston and Max Johnson have done the last 2 months. No for me. I wouldn't even play FIFA and put him there. He's not a deep line midfielder. I definitely wouldn't play him at a position. Keep him where he is. Let's hope he gets himself fit. I'm going to text my good friend Mr. Barry Bannon and try and get some of that military workout stuff there sent out to him, Ryan, on his phone and see if we can sharpen up his body. Hopefully we get him a bit sharper. Another quick one there for Plunge, lads. Would Angus Gunn be a good signing, Ryan?
Wouldn't be the worst, but I think it wouldn't be the worst, but what age is Angus now? Is he 28, 29? What age is he? I don't know his age. I'm sorry if I should know that, but I don't know his age. Aye, but is he in his 30s or is he late? Is he late?
I'm not sure. Late? I don't know if it's 20. I don't know. If anybody in the chat can let us know.
You've got Sinny Saloria, who for me has not done much wrong. For me personally, he should be on the team. But Kasper Schmeichel's shown us the last few weeks. Kasper Schmeichel's a shaky leg for me. I did say in pre-season that if he continues the way that in the cup final,
he kept Denmark in that tie last night a couple of times, by the way.
But again, I almost see Denmark and I almost see international break a wee bit, but for what he's done with Celtic, he needs a kick up the bookie. No, I didn't see it. That's what I say. I didn't see Denmark's game. I didn't see it. But no, 29. I could get it plunged, but no for me. Maybe I've got too high standards. I don't know, but I think Celtic's number one should be a top class goalkeeper. Casper was top class when he came in. He's still very good, but he's starting to show some errors in his game that I think this could be his last season. Amazing. I think we need to refresh and get either Sansaro or a top class goalkeeper. But for me, Celtic's number one should always be, same as a number 9, they should be top class, and I think we should be looking for better than Angus Gunn personally.
Alan, obviously he's signed for Nottingham Forest, mate. He's not getting a sniff. In terms of Celtic, mate, do you see him being a Celtic goalkeeper?
He's no Tony Waller, is he? I think Dimitri
Karin, aye.
I think a pair of trousers like Dimitri's not getting again.
I think the goalkeepers, the biggest thing they're looking for is probably consistency. What I've seen in Angus Gunn, I don't think he's that consistent. I think you've seen exceptional performances, and then there's been times that he's had a few howlers. I don't think it'd be the worst signing, like Ryan says. I think he'd maybe do all right. It would depend on the fee and wages, etc. What you would see. Would he come in directly and go in front of Sinisago? I'm not so sure. I don't know, but I wouldn't. I'd take him. I'd probably go for it.
With a name like Angus Gunn, you'd need him to start with a bang, wouldn't you? But no, I would. I don't think I can see him being Celtic's goalkeeper. I mean, don't shoot the messenger or anything like that, but definitely no. I don't think I can ever. I don't think I'd. He's not a goalkeeper I would go for. He can't play out for a back. I watched him. You seen that last night when Belarus pressed, and he just missed my motor with one of his kickouts. I actually shit myself. I was going out to bring stuff in for the motor and on a fizz by me there. That's probably how Alan was saying. You've lost a bit of hair, JP. It took a good wee bit of a patch, maybe, for I think that one he volleyed at the park. So no, personally, I don't see.
Get a Brit sticker.
Brian Funnett. He's getting the old Brit sticker, so he has. Right, another one here. Probably the last one before we finish. Realistically, if in January we sell Maeda, Yang, Hatate, how much are we going to make, Ryan?
You'll be lucky to make 20 million. You'll be lucky to make 20 million now. Hatate should have been gone in the summer. Maeda, you'll probably get 15 million now. Maybe Yang, you'll probably get nothing for him. Probably a packet of Chris now. I think the £3 million gone now. You're not getting that from now because he's not kicked the ball. And Hatate, you're probably lucky at 5 million from now. Personally, I think we should have sold it to in the summer. As much as you don't want to sell them, they should have been replaced and we should have sold them. So give a lot of, just say 20 million tops. But I do believe that, again, I'll keep saying it. Obviously, I know we're going to the show, but we've got a massive rebuild next year. And I don't think some fans really understand how big it is. I don't think the board know how big it is. I know the manager know how big it is. I know Gary McGregor know how big it is, the captain of the club. But I don't think some fans realise how big a rebuild we've got next year because some of these players' cycle are finished. Some players will go. And who knows, might even new manager even next year. And he'll need to come in and rebuild it. So I think you'll be lucky to get 20 JP. That's just me, mate. I don't know what you use, but I'll say 20 tops.
Alan?
Similar. I don't think we'll get as much as we think for David Maeda, especially with what's happened and his performances of late. I think maybe you're looking at 10 million. I think Hatate, you're looking at 10 million minimum with him. And then Yang, I think they're getting a packet of Brillo pads and a bottle of kind of pineapple head.
Come on, Peter, you need to let him go. Come on.
Gonna have to rush you. Well, there's a good gauge here with Yang, isn't there? There's a good gauge with Yang because we were getting £3 million for Birmingham for Yang, so even at that was a a decent fee, considering
I would
we
say
only
so.
paid, it was just over $1 million, I think, for him.
How does that sound? We could have taken it. Absolutely back crazy.
It's,
That is,
I know.
we were making money on Yang. Probably one of the worst wingers I've ever seen at Celtic, ever. And we were making money on him, and we couldn't do it because of our lack of organisation. That just, honestly, that's...
Just think, if he had his own personalised photo on his suitcase, we'd have probably got a bit more for him as well.
Oh, he's still in it. He's still in
Parma, aye. But is his deal non-obligation to buy?
Palma lost his luggage in Palma Airport. Would you credit it? How do you work that out? He lost his luggage. It's got his own photo on it. And he's lost it.
Is he a non-obligation, by the way? I'm sure he's a Barrow, as you know.
Like Bosnian, yes, in the summer. They've actually got an option to do it permanently in January. Should they see fit
right, okay.
and do it? Right. I think he's done well. From what I've heard, I think he
scored a few goals, didn't he?
Yeah, their fans seem to have taken to him. So he's grew his hair as well. So he's
Alston?
A wee bit similar.
See, you're talking about the Alston man. See, yesterday for the goal, he tried to chase back with Tony. Wrap it, you're even trying to chase back, man. He's just like that, trying to chase back. I'm like, come on, man. Stop kidding yourself on.
Lads, I think you'd be lucky to get 20 million for all three. I'm
I don't think January back. It'll be next summer.
I think you'd be lucky to get 6 and 8 for him now. I think he's had his best days at Celtic. I think he's not going to get any better. I think he's now at a point in his career where he probably wants to go, same as Maeda. Not for probably for finance, for anything else, to try and benefit his lifestyle and everything else, because I've always said it, lads, and I'll say it time and time again on here, there's no many bigger clubs in Celtic. So that different challenge, though, of even playing with Brentford, you're playing in the Premier League, you're going to Anfield, Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford, the London Stadium. These are the kind of stadiums you're going to every week. Whereas up here, you're playing at Firhill in a cup game, or it's just it becomes the attractiveness becomes less and less up here. And once you win trophies and you do the European thing, when you've played in the Champions League consecutively for 3 years, and you then, I'm sorry to say, it just loses its appeal. And there's just no big enough draw here, unfortunately. And that's not Celtic's fault. That's just the fact of the matter, because of the league we play in. That's why I've always said that'll add into why Scotland and Glasgow and everything else is going to be a difficult sell. And a massive reason as to why Celtic's model is what it is, because we, 9 times out of 10, unless they've got a connection with the football club, the higher end of the quality that we've seen come through the doors, like Brendan Rodgers, Kieran Tierney coming back in, Jota coming back into the club, the draw, unfortunately, without that attachment to the football club, it isn't there. So I think we'll always find, that's why we need to buy young and try and develop it and sell it on for big fees, because Glasgow and Scotland's a very hard sell. But lads, been a good wee chat tonight. It's been a wee quick hour as well. We will be back on, folks, on Wednesday. Barry Bannon's going to join us for another wee chat regarding Celtic and how he's getting on with Sheffield Wednesday and what's happening there. Ryan, good to see you again, mate. Cheers for coming on.
No, all good, mate. Good to get back into, obviously, chatting about Celtic. So it's a big week for us, obviously, like Dundee in the weekend. So a big few weeks. So obviously Johnson back. That's probably the biggest highlight. So good to see him back, and hopefully he plays on Sunday. So that's probably the main thing for me, mate, that he's back and we can see him playing now.
Yep. Alan, obviously yourself, mate, you are going on holiday, mate. I do wish you and your good lady the safest of travels and have a greatest of times.
Oh, thanks very much. I look forward to it. So, time difference all there, so I'll probably still be on for a couple of podcasts if I'm bored at the pool, etc. 6 hour time difference in Mexico, so
it's a hard life, isn't it? Being bored at a pool, isn't it?
Like, you know, right, you know what I'm like. Guys, sit on peace, something like that. So,
Lucky.
I wish I had the problems, boys. I tell you, I'll still be sitting when you're in Mexico at that pool. I'll still be sitting here at this freezing cold radiator. Can I assure you?
so like, we know it'll be 3 o'clock all the other now. So, aye, no, thanks very much, guys. And aye, lovely to have a wee chat tonight about the Celtic. So, I hope you have a nice week.
Aye. Not just that airport plunge, press week and Edinburgh as well, mate. He's got a big A, a big 40 of Scotto at the boat, mate. So he's doing all right, by the way. He's doing well. I can afford no fancy haircuts and all that along, mate. So he's doing something I'm no.
My good lady wife what's after me. She's got a big bucks.
Aye, that's my work, I know, by the way. When I've got something new, and that was my good lady that purchased that for me. But no, thanks to you guys. Cheers for all the questions that came in as well. Hope we've done our best there to answer them for you. And I hope you can join us on Wednesday. For those of you who are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. It's totally free, and it helps us to continue to bring these kind of chats to you. For the time being, hail, take care. We'll see you all again on the next one. Bye-bye.
Sets up Larson here. Larson, oh, he's in! Henrik Larsson! That is sensational! O'Reilly, how about that for a pass? Jota! How about that for a finish? That is Jota for you! In for Henrik Larsson, and Moravcik! His first goal for Celtic! Here is Shunsuke Nakamura! Exquisite!